Hey, my name is Aruni Dharmakirthi. I am one of the artists that collaborated with Move 92 for the ARTLANTHROPY auction. So what influences my creative practice is very much the relationships I have with my friends and family, but also those interactions I experience or am witness to when I'm moving throughout my day, whether that's in my morning commute or when I'm grocery shopping. I love to see how we move through the world and interact with each other. I'm also really into the stories we tell ourselves. So this could be the mythologies and cultural narratives we grew up with, but it could also be those repetitive stories we've created about ourselves since we were children or through our experience that just run through our heads in this loop telling us who we are. Very much interested in those kinds of narratives, how they shift, how they break down, if we hold on to them. So I'm always kind of playing with narrative in my work. I usually bring it in through visuals, especially using mythology and these sort of known archetypes that I can pull in throughout my work. I'm also very much influenced by our education. I'm an educator. I've been working in education for about 8 years, and I get to witness a lot of play, exploration, and learning throughout my practice as an educator. And I love to pull that in as a creative. I feel like all of those three things allow for a very generative practice, and it's so important to make sure that a studio practice is playful. When it comes to my cultural influence, I grew up as a Sri Lankan American. I feel like there's such a rich tradition of Sri Lankan arts. They're known as handicrafts, and they tend to just be anything that is handcrafted, especially wooden carvings, paper pulp sculptures, batik, woven objects. And those were things that I really grew up with around my home. There was always a lot of sculptures, a lot of wooden masks that I would get from Sri Lanka just around our house. And so I really grew up with a lot of that. And in my personal practice, I feel like I work with my hands, so I'm very much drawn to the handmade, but I'm also interested in how these handmade objects allow for a interior transformation for the artists themselves. I work in sewing, and so I like to refer to that practice as something that's very meditative and allows for the space for an artist to really think about their life, to break down their personal narratives. And those are all things that really show up in my work.